Hasn't forgotten what we were asking him. Maybe after just going through this one first settlement, maybe we don't have to reclaim the entire castle. I guess we'll find out soon. Grab the power armor. For some reason you can't sprint in power armor inside of Sanctuary.
I haven't forgotten that you need my help. Remind me as soon as you found out what's happening.
Alright, so... where's Oberland Station? Down there. Oh, as soon as you put that gun away.
If I told you I'm with the Minutemen, would you still want to shoot?
You're with the Minutemen? I didn't really think you fellas still existed. We sent word with one of them passive traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come of it. Most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days. It's bad business, that.
Do you want my help, or should I be on my way?
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm damn glad you're here. There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble for weeks. Stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up. We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
I'll kick their asses for you. No problem.
Thanks, man. You folks are for real this time. It'll be a welcome change for the better.
Actually, while I am here, inventory. I've only picked up one of the Eddie Winters?
Johnny, Johnny. You fat, lazy piece of shit. I knew this arrangement was too good to be true. Let's join forces with the North End, huh? Bury the hatchet. More than happy to help, right, buddy?
They really do not like Nick the Synth way out here in the sticks, do they? And of course, the first quest is always Corvega, isn't it? Always Corvega. And Corvega is way over here. Yeah, because that makes sense. Send me all the way to Oberland, just so I can go to Corvega. I'm tempted to go to the Prydwen to clear Fort Strong. Because, I mean, that's a much less of a... I mean, because think about it. I'm going to have to clear the Corvega, come back here, talk to them, then go to Preston, and then maybe, just maybe, he'll help me build the signal interceptor. Meanwhile, I can go to Fort Strong, clear that out, return to Maxon, and then I might be able to build a signal interceptor. The other option is, of course, to do the railroad quest, which would require me to do... where? So the railroad quest requires me to meet Deacon at the old highway. There's going to be an underground place we have to clear out. Then we head back to the railroad. And it seems like if you're going for speed, the Prydwen makes the most sense. Let's do the Prydwen. Well, if you don't tell anyone, no one's going to know. You're just in power armor.
Target acquired. I'll try and keep him in your sight. Down and then hightail it back to the Prydwen for repairs.
Presumably I can. Let's give that a try, shall we? Aid. Psychojet. Um. Let me move. The hell are you made out of, dude? And this is why I gave Nick a minigun. Because twin power armored guys and miniguns. I still feel sorry for that damn raider back at Concord. Since I did Concord after doing all of this, there was a Brotherhood patrol in the area. So this raider was taunting the three of us. Me and my T-60, Nick in the T-45 got off the roof, a Brotherhood in a T-60, and all three of us had miniguns. How do you think that went? I'll make a highlight video of it in a bit, but it's in 9, not 9.5, but 9. But yeah, probably not the most intelligent of the raiders I've fought. Yes, let's taunt the people in powered armor, all three of which are wielding miniguns, and who just took down a Deathclaw in less than 3 seconds. Clearly, I'm more powerful than a Deathclaw, and will easily be able to outgun them. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Clearly, they are the most intelligent of their kind. And will have no regrets whatsoever. I just can't help but imagine that the raider was thinking that, and then all of a sudden sees 3 people in power armor closing in on her. Like, I immediately regret this decision. heck is the behemoth? How the heck do you lose track of a behemoth?
Tell me we don't need to find something in here. Because that may take a while.
Avon calling! Avon calling! Swan! Swan!
Army just unloaded the first batch of the M42s this morning. I've only seen the specs for these little beauties on paper. Private Bertram and I snuck down to take an early look. When I heard that the eggheads were designing a manned portable nuke launcher, I thought they were nuts. But they actually got the damn thing to work. After seeing the real thing sitting right in front of me, I think they could be just enough to tip the balance of this war in our favor. I mean, can you imagine the look on the enemy's face when we get dropped into Anchorage carrying these babies? They won't know what hit them.
That's everything, I guess. Well, in a meta sense, Nick, someone came through here a few days ago. Well, if you're talking true meta, someone probably came through here 10 minutes ago. Swarm! Hurry up, Nick. Come on. Here, boy. Here, boy. Ah, mini nukes. If only I could loot all of these containers for mini nukes. Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Paladin.
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Why do you hate super mutants so much?
They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a brotherhood nightmare couple. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything would be hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are.
Enough preaching already. I get it.
I suppose you're right. And judging from the corpses around here, you don't appear to need much in the way of motivation. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you got the job done and secured these wardens. You should head back up to the Privilege and talk to Maxim. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed.
Oh, here he is.
You should head back to the Privilege. I'll take care of yourself.
I don't know if it's right to Ryan. She loves her little soup. And to
I do have a dead body highlight mod. It doesn't always work. It works 90% of the time, just not all the time.
Sir,
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
it was a piece of cake.
I'm glad you feel that way, because it only gets more difficult from here. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Thank you, Albert. I'll make good use of them.
I expected you would. Now, I'm sure you're aware Fort Strong is simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental.
That's 2 levels.
Because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the Six, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters.
Well, I did say I had a way in.
Searching the Commonwealth. But they've come up empty-handed. The only logical explanation is that they've gone underground. That's where we need your help.
Yeah. I was trying to get your information that way already before. I have a way to infiltrate the Institute using a device called a Signal Interceptor.
I have a way to infiltrate the Institute using a device called a Signal Interceptor.
So it appears we share a common goal. I'm pleased that you've chosen to build the device with the Brotherhood. Now, indulge me for a moment by satisfying my curiosity. Tell me why you're so eager to get into the Institute.
They killed my husband.
The Institute will stop at nothing to further their own ends. Together, we'll make them pay for their crimes. I'll call ahead and brief Proctor Ingram. Report to the airport, and get to work on your project right away.
Hull plating integrity looks good. No need for adjustments.
This does seem to be the quickest method.
Well, you serve another number, Max. Had enough of mine. Which ways?
Geronimo! Proctor Ingram.
Elder Maxson said you'd help me build the signal interceptor.
So, looks like you're calling the shots around here now, huh? Alright, I'll bite. What does your new miracle device do?
Did you know the Institute has a teleporter called the Molecular Relay? Take a look.
Molecular... what? No. Molecular transmission via encrypted RF waves? Okay, even I have to admit, that's genius. This explains why we've been picking up anomalous energy readings all across the Commonwealth. Not to mention how they get their tin soldiers to come out of the damn walls. And this little beauty allows you to literally hijack a return signal. Instead of grabbing the intended target, it grabs you instead. Impressive.
That all sounds impressive, but can you build it?
If I can keep that flying pile of junk in the air, I can work miracles. It's difficult to make out all the details here, but I'm thinking you can get started by building a stabilized reflector platform. It's gonna take a cargo hold full of high-grade metal, but I'm sure that we have plenty of it right here at the airport.
Just tell me what we need so I can get started.
Sorry that I'm boring you. Here's a list of everything you need to find. You're also going to need a massive power source to get the signal interceptor running.
There we go. Stabilized refractor platform. Stick it right here. I know I'm going to need a lot more space to build the rest of it, so I'm just trying to do a little bit of cleanup. So I have that space. really do not give you a lot of space to work with at the airport, do they? That looks like all the important bits.
Ingram?
Any luck building the platform yet?
I glued a bunch of parts together and hoped for the best. Good enough?
Hey, you're the one that's gonna be standing on the thing. If it blows up, it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it'll hurt me. Here's a list of everything we'll need. Now, I know some of that might as well be in Greek, so I'll be around if you have any questions.
Looks good, Ingram. I'll get to work right away.
Wish I had your confidence. Oh, one last thing before I forget. It's important that all the components are wired together so all the pieces are on a single grid. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. If you need any help, I'll be over at the build site making some adjustments and calculations. I'd wish you good luck, Knight, but I think we're both going to need it.
Biometric scanners, military grade, yada yada. Relay dish. I should have those in one of my settlements. Can I even set up a supply line to here? Dude, it's a siren. Why are you just like casually tromping back? You know, if this was an emergency and raiders were attacking the city, you'd all be dead now. Don't you dare turn it off. I'm waiting for everybody else to show up. Preston comes running.
You ask me, freedom's always worth fighting.
There. We have enough supplies. Linked there now. What about Liberty Prime? If you're implying that if I set off a siren, Liberty Prime would come running, be on top of his game, you damn right he would be. Liberty Prime does not cotton to you commies and is always ready for action. Oh, we have a new follower. I must have blinked and missed it. Well, welcome, 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 Liberty Prime. No biometric scanners, really? I have no biometric scanners. Of course not. Okay. Search military sites for circuit boards. Search telecom sites for essential module. Search hospitals for a biometric scanner. Where is the closest hospital? Kendall. Okay. I think I'm gonna disable the mod that allows me to collide through live actors, because that's just weird. Crap! That was the sound of a missile. Wait, that was something else. Did I miss it again? I swear, I always miss the alien ship. Always. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to at least get a chance to see it. Try it again. Ironically, I've seen the one in Fallout 3. What do we got here with notes? Now we actually want to get over to hospital. Oh yeah, I have 2 levels. I completely forgot. Just like kill a Yao Guai? Because that's what it sounded like. Well, you can certainly say she got ahead of the game. One might even argue she is at the head of her class. Head of the curve. Okay, I'll stop now.
Bothering anybody now?
Nick is just absolutely brutal with that minigun. Here, biometric scanner. Here, biometric scanner. Here, boy. I have to say, good grief. How many lockpicks am I going to break on a level 2 lock?
Powering up. Protectron on duty. This patient appears to need a coroner.
I guess that would be a good point to make, yes. I agree. That patient needs a coroner. Okay. Bingo!
This is now a combat zone.
Sheesh, I fall off of one ledge! And he decides to try and shoot me. I suppose I don't need to loot the entire place.
signal interception appears to be complete. You ready to put it to the test?
Lab rats standing by.
All of us are aware of the risks you're taking, and we salute you. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute, and the mission can continue.
What are the details of my mission?
I'm glad you asked. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, we expect to lose contact, so it's imperative you remember everything I'm about to tell you. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital wasteland to assist with various projects. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
unfortunate.
Yes, it was. Securing useful resources during wartime is critical. That said, Dr. Lee's contributions to our cause were instrumental in maintaining order in the capital wasteland. After some time, she developed differences with the Brotherhood and exiled herself to the Commonwealth. We're fairly certain that her intent was to make contact with the Institute.
What sort of differences?
Although she was working with the Brotherhood of Steel, she never formally joined as a scribe. After the capital wasteland was secure, she objected to the Brotherhood's continued military presence there. I think she assumed we would just walk away from it. She was wrong. Your mission is simple. Once you're inside the Institute, we want you to track down Dr. Lee's whereabouts. If you find out that she's still alive, make contact with her and convince her to return to the Brotherhood of Steel. There's a special project we're working on, and it needs her attention.
What's this project that needs our attention?
Dr. Lee previously worked on a potent weapon for the Brotherhood of Steel.
Batman?
To continue where she left off. That's all I can tell you. Listen, Ignite. I'm well aware that you're risking your life going into the Institute blind. Just keep your mind on the mission, and don't let anything they say sway you from your duty. Good luck.
Because I'm Batman.
I checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can find a signal to lock onto. Pull yourself together and get up onto that platform.
I was waiting for the marker above your head to disappear.
Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
And that's how we entered the Halo array. There it is.
wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Tom. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean. I've been looking for you for so long.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on?
We're leaving this place. Together. Okay? Okay, Sean?
What's going on?
Sean! Open the door!
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of this.
Father? Father! Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start under.
I can kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
Ah, levity. Excellent. A sure sign that you adapt quickly to stressful environments. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Bullshit!
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? Think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your power and went searching for the sun. You'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. It wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being, walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. Frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics, used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you.
I don't want to hear any more right now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that.
I won't be a part of this. I can't.
Why? Because of the reputation of the Institute. The Institute can provide a better life than anything, but you've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Your institute has done some horrible things.
Yes, well, the world is not what it used to be. What about the people you've aided in order to get here? What atrocities have they committed? The Brotherhood of Steel. They believe they're the only ones fit to control technology and destroy anyone who opposes them. And you would side with them. None have any true claim to nobility in this world. Those days are gone. But we are not the monsters we have been cast as. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interests at heart. Will you take that chance?
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
I'm sorry to hear that. I had certainly hoped we could work together. But every man must make his own decisions. If you choose to leave, I cannot force you to stay. Understand, though, that I cannot allow you to remain within the Institute. You may have safe passage back to the relay, where you will be sent back to the surface. But from that point, you must be considered hostile. I am sorry. I must think first of the safety of the Institute. And in the cruel world that has developed, those who are not with us are against us. The elevator will return you to the relay.
Whoever or whatever you are, I know you are a vet. You cannot escape detection for long. Please come out.
Can't pick this.
Am I locked in here? Is it like not possible for me to actually leave?
I am equipped with the most advanced Institute sensor.
I'm through.
I will find you.
I think I am. I think I'm actually unable to get through. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to do with this character at this point. I don't know how else I can shortcut the game at this point.
Appears to be nothing. Perhaps my sensors need calibration.
Movement detected. Curious.
Well, the institute doesn't count as a settlement, so I can't scrap it.
Are you attempting an ambush? I was in enemy.
Doesn't appear to be any doors I can unlock. Requires a key.
Opens with a key.
No. I broke the game, though. I broke the game.
Busted.
I'm literally trapped in here and cannot get out.
My scanners must be malfunctioning.
Well, I accomplished my goal. I broke the game. So yeah. If you decide to just go and blast Father's head off, I could put the Settle Anywhere mod in, and it just doesn't feel like it would be serve any point.
Sensors indicating concealed
But
organic
yeah,
sensors. Nothing more.
how do you like that? You actually can blow Father's head off right after the conversation. He's not essential, unlike some other characters who you would think he'd be essential. The only thing I can do is to go back, I think. Where's my last full save? Ooh, that is a while back, isn't it?
Attacking enemy.
Let me select this guy.
Time efficiency increased.
Engaging hostile enemy.
And the game's acting all stuttery. So let's see what happens when I report to Eldon Maxon. Have I broken the game to such a degree where you're going to tell me that, oh, you need to infiltrate the Institute? Even though I kind of made enemies of everybody.
Lancer Captain Kells has informed me that the Institute's on high alert, and you're to blame. Explain yourself, Knight.
The Institute is the enemy. I was simply doing my duty.
Your duty is to follow my orders to the letter, Knight. Your instructions were clear. You were to infiltrate the Institute, find Dr. Lee, and convince her to return to the Brotherhood. I'm extremely disappointed in you, Knight.
I stand by my actions, sir.
Do you? Well, if nothing else, you have the courage to stand your ground. That doesn't absolve you from your mistake. But let's just say you've earned back some of my respect. Fortunately, this incident doesn't change our current strategy. We have a contingency plan that's already being put into effect. It should ensure completion of our special project. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor Ingram is eagerly awaiting. I want you to bring it to her immediately. And Knight, don't disappoint me again. Dismissed.
The shift was long, but I'm glad we're making a difference.
Unless you like it.
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. Wasn't sure what the Interceptor would do to you.
I'm not here for small talk.
Suit yourself. In the meantime, I've got a new assignment for you. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much has Maxton told you about it?
He didn't tell me anything.
Makes sense. We've been trying to keep it under wraps until the time was right. Come on. It's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that Maxton tells something that has the balance between toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Fridwin might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new...
Hello, old friend.
The Brotherhood, Capital Wasteland, is a weapon against the Envoy. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Fortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
No problem. I'm sure this only looks worse than it actually is.
I wish I had your confidence, because this is not going to be easy. Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile. Every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
Why is the power blowing out his CPU?
Liberty Prime has a highly complex power system. A good deal of that system was damaged when it exploded. So I'm working in the dark, trying to come up with parts on my own. What we need is a robotics expert. And there's someone in Diamond City that fits the bill. Her name's Professor Scar. Locals say she's a wizard when it comes to fixing robots. Why don't you head over there and see if you can talk her into helping us? Oh, and take this with you. Once she sees one of those Cerebro fusion adapters, I'm pretty sure she'll have a tough time saying no. In the meantime, I'll prep Prime's CPU and we'll see if we can't get the big guy moving.
Isn't that pretty? And, yeah, I suppose this is a good enough spot to end as any. I mean, honestly, I don't know where to go from here. We're pretty much going into Endgame now. And I haven't even gotten to Endgame on my main character. So I'll end it here because honestly I don't know where to go from here. I think I'll just switch back over to my main character and start, you know, running the game regularly with my regular character. So I can figure out how I can shortcut stuff for this character because honestly at this point, I think I shortcutted it as best I can. I shot Father in the face. And now we're repriming Liberty Prime. You can't get much shorter than that. So I'll see you all in the future.